What's up everyone, welcome back to Just Finish Coding. This is part 5 of our platformer game development series on Scratch 3, so let's get coding.
Just finished coding.
Now quick interjection here, if you've not watched parts 1 to 4, please watch them before you come here because we're picking up from where we left off and you'll be very lost. I'll leave a card for you right here. Please watch the videos and then come right back. If you're still here, I'm going to assume that you've watched parts 1 to 4, in which case you should have a bulk of your platformer game set up. And in this video, what we'll be doing is to set up the remaining trampolines, make a few changes in our code, and also set up the locations of the keys. Let's get right into it. First, I'm going to make a change within my platformer engine script, and that is actually when we change our Y velocity. And you might have noticed that, and you might have not as well. But what happens is if we jump above the trampoline and we hit the block right here, or the level right here, what's going to happen sometimes is that our platformer is going to go right through. And that's because our Y velocity is so high that this entire code right here, which basically changes up our thing, that's in the Y engine, which changes up our Y position if we're touching the obstacle, or in this case the level, just is not enough. So what we need to do is to restrict our Y velocity from going beyond a particular number, and in this case I'm going to go with about -20. all right, so have an if then, and within that if then, okay, you want to put that right here. And if the Y velocity is less than, or rather if the Y velocity is greater than -20, all right, then we can change Y velocity by -2. But if this is not the case, then what we'll do is to just set Y velocity to be -20. So pretty simple, and all this does is restricts our speed on the Y axis. Perfect. Now what I want to do is to set up the animation for the platformer in case 1, he dies, or 2, he actually goes to the next level. So I'm going to set up a new variable for this. So make a variable, once again set it for this sprite only, and the first variable, actually we just need one. I'm going to call it play death animation. All right, so this is going to be set to be yes in case we have to play the death animation, but if it's no, then it means we have to play the next level animation. So click OK, and initially I'll add in two things. First, I'll show the variable level, and after that I will also set play death animation to be no. So that's going to be the default value. And what I'm going to do right here is make two new blocks. Do not click around without screen refresh for either of them. So the first one is going to be death animation, and the second one is going to be called I'm going to call it next level animation. So define next level animation. All right, so pretty simple stuff. Each of these is going to contain exactly what they say. So I'm going to first have an if else condition check before the reset, and I'm going to head over to control, grab an if else, and here's what I need to do. First I will get these two blocks out, and here I'm going to say if play death animation is equal to yes, then we will play death animation. All right, otherwise we will use the next level animation block, and obviously we need to put that variable in there. So I'm going to say play death animation. Perfect, we can hide the variable now, and when we're defining this, I'm going to take this off to the right. So for the death animation, things are going to be very simple. Okay, I'm going to have a repeat 3, all right, and I'm going to say hide followed by a show and a time lag in between the two. So very simple animation. I'm going to have a 0.1 second time lag, and this is what basically it does. Okay, and the next level animation is going to be a little bit more different, but very simple nonetheless. So we're going to have a repeat 4 inside, and we will be changing the ghost effect of it. So change ghost effect by 25, and we will also add in a small time lag. So I'm going to say wait 0.1 seconds. All right, so boom, and you can see that our sprite disappears. Now we have a clear graphics effect within our initialize message, and that is why we don't have that ghost effect persisting, and that's why it's very important to have that in place. But I already added that in, I think, part 3 or part 4, so that's fine. Now you can scroll down to your platformer engine, and you need to set Basically at this point nothing's going to happen and we'll always be having the next level animation because play death animation is always no. So what you need to do is to set that up, and setting that up is extremely simple. Alright, so what we can do is within our platformer engine, if touching spikes or touching lava, don't just set player died to be yes, but you also set play death animation to be yes. So play death animation to be yes, and now this is going to basically have our end animation. So I'm going to just let it die, and there you go, that's our animation, and then we are right back. I'm going to try doing the same thing for the green flag, but obviously I can't guarantee much since my computer has so much lag. But anyway, there you go, you can see that worked out, and we had a pretty nice transition into the next level. Now it's time to import our other two trampolines, and what I'm going to do is not just upload sprite, but I will be duplicating this first trampoline and I will be changing the costumes in both of them. So within costumes, within choose a costume, click upload costume, and you should find all the costumes within the trampolines folder. And first I'll be doing the horizontal trampoline, and then I will get into the into the slanting trampoline. So within this upload costume, click on trampoline and slanting trampoline. Perfect. So that is our slanting trampoline, and now I'm going to head over to the code of the horizontal trampoline, and here you can keep the level as 4, but the position obviously needs to be different. All right. Our position in this case for the x-axis is going to be, I believe, negative 119, and for the y-axis it's going to be 5. That should be our position, and I'm going to rename all of this. So this is going to be called trampoline horizontal, then this is going to be called trampoline slope, or I don't know, I'll call it slanting. Alright, there we go. So this is going to be it, and now I'm going to switch the level to be 4 just to see how this works out. And yep, there we go. And ooh, I'm not entirely sure what's wrong with that until I realized that the slanting trampoline was showing itself here because we had the same code. Anyway, so this is going to be our trampoline's location. Maybe you can move a little bit to the right. That's what I think I'll do. So maybe I'll just decrease this minus a little bit. So maybe negative 117. And yep, this is perfect. This is exactly the way I want my trampoline. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is to switch the level to level 3, which is where I want this trampoline to go in, and we can change this level here to be 3, and the position is going to be negative 220, so right at the extreme left, and the Y position is going to be 83. So it's going to be somewhere here if you think about it. And yep, there we go. So it's almost in the right position, but I would have it a little below and also a little bit to the right. So I'll say X about negative 217, and Y I will be setting it to be about 80. So let's click OK, and maybe a little bit more to the left, so maybe 215, and I think this should work out. Oh, okay, I meant 219. So let's try that out, and there we go. That is going to be our slanting trampoline, and obviously now we have to code in the changes for all of that. So now we can head over to the platformer sprite, and we need to make a few changes within this engine. All right, and right before this set xvel to whatever the friction is, we need two if thens, and the first if then is going to check if we are touching the slanting trampoline. I think I'll do that first, and the second if then is going to see if we are touching the horizontal trampoline, and you can put this back in. So if we're touching the slanting trampoline, all I'm going to do is to set our x velocity and y velocity to be certain values, and that's going to be the same thing if you're touching the horizontal trampoline as well. And you may think, well, the horizontal trampoline is just going to make you go to the right and we may just have to change the x velocity, and you'd be partially correct. That is what I had in mind initially, but the problem is the gravity pulls it down pretty fast, and in order for it have that stationary height for a while, we need to set up the y velocity to be something as well. So put those two values in. For the slanting trampoline, that's going to be 25 and 30, and for the horizontal trampoline, the y velocity is going to be pretty small. It's going to be 6, but our x velocity, that's going to be pretty large, and that is going to be 55. All right, and this is pretty much all you need right here. So now what we can do is to import our levels, not our levels, I meant the keys. And what I'm going to do is to actually duplicate from our trampoline. So I'm going to click duplicate, and here within the costumes, I'm just going to do upload costume, and I will be just going to the keys folder, and I'll first click on keys 3. Alright, so this keys 3 signifies for the first key, and I think there's only one key in the third level, so that's the key that I'll be using. So this is going to be level 3, and we will be going to -45, and the Y position is going to be 160. Alright, so it's this edge right here. That's where I want to go. So there we go, and you can see we have the key, which is only accessible if you go through the trampoline. So now what I'm going to do is to rename this to be keys 3, and after I do that, I will be just duplicating this. So duplicate, or actually let me set up something small. I'm going to go instead to the platformer sprite, and within this main code right here, where's that main loop? Yep, this one. What I'm going to do is to have a couple of if-elses, alright, and by main loop I mean within this repeat until. So I'm first going to say if the level is 3, then we will be broadcasting a message, and this has to be consistent because we always need to check if we are within those two levels, if we are touching not just the trampolines but also the keys. So if level equals to 3, and I'm going to put that same block of code within this if then here, and I'm going to change this level to be 4. If either of these two things are correct, I'll first be broadcasting, and we need a couple of messages here. First is going to be try key 3, try key 3. The next one is going to be try key 4, and here we'll need 2 messages, and make sure you have that wait, otherwise you'll get some weird errors. So try key 4 right here, and try key 4, and if this is not the case, then we'll just try key 5. Alright, so new message, try key 5. Alright, there we go. So within this keys right here, this is going to be called keys 3, and we will be saying when I receive try keys 3 or try key 3 if you want to be more specific, then we'll be checking if we are touching the platformer. So if touching platformer, then we not only hide but we also broadcast another new message, and this is the message to basically destroy this kind of block we're having right here, which blocks our way. I'll get into that in the next video, but as of now just have broadcast delete block 3. That's what I'm going to call it, delete block 3, and wait. And that is pretty much all you need within this keys. All you need to do now is to duplicate this block twice, and after you're done with that, now what you can do is to head over. It's not keys 2, I'm going to call this keys 4, and I'm going to call this keys 5. Alright, so pretty simple, and I think that renamed itself automatically. Anyway, so here in this case I'm going to set level to be 4, and in this case I'm going to change this message to be try key 4, but our underlying X position remains the same, and I think we broadcasted a wrong message right here as well. So we need to do try, what's that? Oh yeah, we need a new message which is going to be called delete. I thought I set this up, I'm not really sure what happened. So delete block 3, and I'm actually going to just copy that message and put it here as well. So broadcast, new message, delete block 4, and here we're just going to broadcast another new message, delete block 5. Click OK, and you can change this key, this one to be try key 5, and yeah, this level is going to be 4 as well. And the first, the key is 4, this is your X position. You need to go to 210, and for the Y position you need to go to about -9. So it's going to be at the extreme right here somewhere, and our fifth key right here is going to go to X, that's going to be -222, and the Y position is going to be 141. So it's going to be at the top left if you think about it. So now I'm going to click OK, and you can see the first key is set up. And if I go to the platformer sprite and set level to be 4 right here, then you can see that we have one key here and one key here, which is exactly what we want. And our portals are going to be here, but I'm not going to get into them right now because that's going to take much more time, and I'm going to end this video right here. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.